Okay, bro. Yeah, let's run it then. So, what's good,
Mhm.
Dame? Or fuck's sake. Fuck. Okay. Screwed up
Come
already.
on.
Not Dame. Dame. Okay. Dime. Yeah.
Daim.
All right.
Yeah.
What's good, Dime?
What's good, Matt?
It's good, bro. Well, it's good to get this interview in. As I said earlier, before this call, before while we were like
Hmm.
looking over convos, I think it'd be good for the outside viewers to get a sneak peek as to what your progress has been like so far. Because I've seen the whole journey from start to finish. You know, you joined back
Hmm.
in November, December. I think it was December, literally right
Yeah,
before
like
Christmas, and then here
yeah,
we are now at the time of this
literally right
recording.
before Christmas. Because the thing is, I was literally on the way to get like a Christmas trip, and I was going back and forth with you.
Mm.
So
Bro, I remember that.
and then we were like, oh, let me get home. And then as soon as I got home, I opened on the call. Bro, it was crazy. Yeah, like essentially just like giving like an insight into my mindset back then. Because the thing is, I was just seeing like everybody else winning, and I was like, bro, I need to invest in something. Like, because the thing is, I was thinking about investing in like a one-to-one mentor, and then obviously like you hit me up, the opportunity just fell into my lap. Because the thing is, the
Yep.
trust was already built there, so it was a no-brainer.
Sweet. Yeah, appreciate that. And where were you, just like in a nutshell, just tell the viewers, people who are watching, where you kind of were before, or just actually just describe what's your situation. Just basically intro as to people who don't know you
Yeah,
yet.
yeah. So essentially, like in December before I hopped on the mentorship, I was just on like real estate offer. But I wasn't making any money. Like obviously with the real estate, it takes like a month for the deals to even like get close. And some of the deals, like they were close to the finish line, and then obviously like something happened. So I was like, let me move to like a different industry. Essentially, like after I hopped on your mentorship program, like we were able to get me landed on like a self-development program that was essentially like, I mean, I would say it's like that hadn't launched yet, so it was just like more of like the it was more of the start of the journey, whereas now like I've matured into it and I know like the ins and outs, everything. So
Yep.
it's essentially just like that. Even with like the sales manager and like the owner, I have like good relationship with both of them. Like they're actually like my boys now. Or so like that
Let's
is
go.
crazy to like see as well. Because like obviously like with you, I had the trust built, and then obviously like it took some time, but after like I think even in like my first week, it was just crazy because like I was literally at my part-time job, and I was like,
Yep.
I think at that day I was able to get like 6 calls booked in, 6 or 7, and then I just had like the owner was just sending like the a voice message into the group chat. He was just like, bro, you're killing it. You're the best seller we've had, and
There we
that was
go.
crazy. Like just seeing like that while I was while I was working, and then obviously like that was just like starting point, and then after that we haven't looked back since.
Yeah, sick. Well, I love to hear that. I remember that on your first day, you booked like 6 calls. So just again, so you're working a part-time job, you're also going to uni, right? And how old are you, if you don't mind me
Mhm.
asking?
So I was 19 when I hopped on, and then I was like I turned 20 in February. So
Uh-huh.
yeah, I'm 20 right now, and I'm going to uni and working like part times on the weekend as well.
Okay, sweet. And where are you from? Just if the viewers are curious.
Also, I'm originally from Pakistan, and then I was like I relocated to like UK, and then relocated back to Ireland.
Okay, sweet. So got the Irish folk here. If you guys are Irish, you're watching, you know, Daim is a perfect role model, perfect
Mhm.
example. So yeah, if so
Yeah.
going back to what you said, yeah, going back to what you said, you were working a part-time job and then you hopped on this offer and you saw the opportunity. But you were on a real estate
Hmm.
offer before. So when it came to making money online, where were you? Were you at zero? So you didn't make any money online previous to this mentorship, right?
Yeah, I was literally at zero because the thing with the real estate thing was like some of the deals were close to getting close, but they ended up falling through.
Okay,
So
makes sense.
I was literally at zero.
Gotcha. And in terms of like after, you know, fast forward to now, how much would
Mhm.
you say you're making now in terms of commissions, like on average? And it's just gonna be
Mhm.
the start too, because this is only gonna
Yeah,
go up from here. And as you use appointment
yeah.
setting as a stepping stone into bigger opportunities, like what we've been
Hmm.
talking about, certain opportunities that might come up in the future that are bigger and better for
Yeah.
you. But as of now, from setting and in terms of after
Hmm.
working with me, Where are you
hmm
at in terms of commission per month roughly?
So so like if I just go like lifetime, I'm saying that 900. So
Okay.
close to hitting like that 1K mark. And honestly, like the thing is, we brought this up as well. Like we touched on like the MacBook as well. If you want to touch on that, like
Yeah, touch
that
on
was
that.
crazy. Like so, essentially, like I was uh me and the sales manager, we just hopped on a call, and he was like, bro, like once you start closing, you're gonna need like a MacBook. I was like, yeah, 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 I need a MacBook. So we just started looking like straight away for like a MacBook, and he was like, and we just moved with speed. Like he literally ordered the MacBook, and he was like, bro, I'll send this over to you, and he just took like 200 off my tab, and there was like even like a bonus that was yet to land. So I was like, I don't mind trading this in for the MacBook, because like obviously like
Love
I
it.
know that I'll need it in the future and everything.
Okay, sweet. And wasn't there like a 2 week period when you made like 500 just in fucking 2 weeks, or what was
hmm
it?
Yeah, so it's essentially like we're in like the first 2 weeks of March, 500 straight in the bank. So that was crazy. Like just like seeing that happen in like the
Yeah.
two timeline. Because I was like the thing with saying and or even like sales is there's like rough patches, but when it rains it pours. Like and you explained that to me as well.
Yep. Exactly, bro. When it rains, it pours. It's like most people when they're in that
hmm
drought, they never really push through and experience that rain.
hmm
You know, they just give
Yeah.
up halfway through, and that's not you. That hasn't been you. So that's all good to see, and it's only gonna serve you in the future.
hmm
So, like in terms of before, when before you were working with me, what sort of challenges were you facing? Like, did you feel the only way to grow was to kind of just sticking with that sort of offer and then hoping and praying that commissions would land through in the future, or what was some main challenges you were
hmm
facing before that stick out?
So essentially, like the main challenge was I was just in at like the same place. Like I wasn't moving forward or I wasn't going back. Like I was like I've come too far to go back, but I don't know how to actually like step forward. And that's essentially like why I reached out. Well, not
Yep,
essentially like reach out. That is essentially why I like hopped on the mentorship program because I was like, Ma has already been there and done that, so it would be like more logical for me to like invest in a mentor right now. Because the thing is, obviously, like we know, like I've invested before in many programs as well. So the thing is, that self-limiting belief wasn't there, but I just didn't like know like who to actually like go about it. And then essentially, like seeing you reach out, I just thought it was a call from God of like be like take this opportunity and actually like set yourself up for like 2024.
there we go, brother. Love it. Gotta take the opportunity. So
Yeah.
I guess my next thing is how's your how's your process kind of changed since working with me? So in terms of setting, like how, because I imagine you had a
Mhm,
preconception of it or how you were doing setting before, and then compared to now, what would you say has
mhm.
changed? Or yeah, I'll leave the floor open to you.
Yeah. So like one of the main things was like I always thought like I would be stuck with like on like a cold outbound role where like I would just be in the trenches and that has not been like the case at all because obviously like with the role that I'm doing right now it's like warm outbound and inbound. So I think the main conception that has changed is like just I don't know I thought maybe like I couldn't handle like an inbound or warm outbound role. Thought that would be like too much. But obviously like after since then that mindset has changed as well. Whereas like
There we
I'm
go.
I'm more than happy to like handle that responsibility and even like in the future like I I'm just touching on like future. I'd never thought I would be like eventually move up to like be like a closer or even like a sales manager. I always thought I would just end up staying as like a seller or something. But that was like a major limiting belief because obviously like me and you both know like sometimes in the future I'm eventually like going to make the jump up to closing and I've already like started preparing for like that as well, just like mentally.
Mm,
So that
love it.
that that's been crazy like seeing like most of my self-limiting beliefs being crushed as well.
There we go. Yeah, if anything, bro, that's like arguably more important than the money is having those self-limiting beliefs being crushed, because that
hmm
stuff can hold people back. And you know this perfectly because you're the type of offer that is all about crushing limiting beliefs. It's a self-development offer,
hmm
and it's
Yeah.
one of the arguably biggest authority figures in that
hmm
space. Like the dude has plenty of lead flow, tons of followers. He's got a
Yeah.
solid offer, and he's helping a ton of
Yeah.
clients, right? So you live right now, or working on this offer. You've been living and breathing self-development and just
Mm-hmm.
learning how to break limiting beliefs. And as you've faced firsthand from yourself and speaking to the prospects, this shit like keeps people stuck, especially for a long time. For some
Mm-hmm.
people, a really long time. And for that to be
Yeah.
crushed, that's arguably
Mm-hmm.
more important than the money that you've made. I think it was
Mm-hmm.
mainly because I think you told me because of the time commitment, because you had the part-time job, you're
Mm-hmm.
going to uni too.
Yeah.
So you're a bit
Yeah.
skeptical as to whether you could actually balance everything or not, but you've
Yeah.
managed to balance it perfectly. So could you kind of just describe the time commitment
Mm-hmm.
that required from your end when we were
Mm-hmm.
working together on this offer? Like what sort of responsibilities do you have? Like how much
Yeah.
time roughly would you say you work a day doing this? And
Mm-hmm.
what else do you think I take care of for you?
Yeah, so essentially, like, I think even when I was in the interview with like his sales manager, we were just like coming up with like uh we were coming up with creative ways of to like solve it because like he was saying like 5 to 6 hours per day for like 5 days, and like I think even afterwards, like I kind of like broke him where he was like the 6 hours is kind of like it's kind of like a goal. You don't necessarily need to hit it. Like you can stay with like 5 hours, and
Mm.
that was crazy as well because like I was like he saw that I was like more than capable and more than competent, so he was willing to like negotiate that down as well, and then like that was like 5 to 6 hours then, and now I'm doing like 4 hours for
Four
like six
hours.
days. Yeah, for 6 days, and then like on Sunday I'm only doing like 3 hours, and on Sunday that's mainly just like follow-ups and everything.
Nice. Four
That's it.
hours, bro. Thank you, bro. Four
Yeah.
hours. You said 46 times a week, and then 3 hours on a Sunday. So
Yeah,
it's not like you're putting in a 9 to 5 shift, pretty
yeah,
much.
because I'm only working like 27 hours per week, and like
There we
the
go.
earning potential is way much higher than like because I'm not paid hourly, I'm paid by commission. So like, and the thing
Yep.
is because I know like the insight into it, I know like that we're gonna increase our price like very soon, like after we hit like a certain amount of people in the group, and always like because I'll be moving up to like a bigger role, I know that the earning potential like in the coming months is gonna like just be crazy.
Yeah, 100%. It's only gonna go up from here, especially when you have a competent business owner
Hmm.
that you're working for. So, like,
Yeah,
just to touch on
yeah.
that as well, about the future and based on the results that you got so far, like you said earlier,
Hmm.
potential to move up to closer, potential to move up to sales manager. I guess is that really where you see you going in the next 6 to 12 months, or what else do you see in the future for you?
So like I know like we talked about this as well, where like you helped me kind of like for like a vision plan together. So obviously like moving to Thailand is obviously going to be there, but I think
Yes,
for that
sir.
I'm pushing it towards like the next summer of next year to just like kind of like grind and lock myself in before I go away from for Thailand. But yeah, essentially just like the thing is by the end of the year I see myself like crushing it as like a closer and like obviously like I don't know if I want to go down that sales manager route because I've been getting I've been seeing some videos of like being like people being like you should stay as a closer and not like move over to like sales manager because
Yeah.
that is just gonna like not help your closing ability. Whereas like if you're just fully focusing on like the closing,
Yep.
you're able to print way more. So I think
Yeah.
moving into like a closer role and then just obviously like crushing my self-limiting beliefs as like a closer as well and just like running laps around like the the old version of me that is like that I'm currently seeing. Just like
Yep.
pretty like hey like I would say like because the thing is I'll drop the number. I think I've generated like 16K revenue right now as like a seller. So
Mm.
as a closer, I feel like I can definitely hit that in like 2 weeks or even like a month, and that is like running laps
Yeah.
around my old
Oh,
self.
100%.
So yeah, that would be crazy to see.
Yeah. I mean, it's not crazy because you're not far off
Hmm.
of it, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome, bro. And that's the beauty about it too, is you have all these options. So should you change your mind, you still got plenty of options. So
Hmm.
that's sick.
Yeah.
I guess what what surprised you? Is there anything that surprised you the most about when we started working together? Like, did you have any misconceptions before starting or not really?
Hmm. Yeah. Like. I think one of the misconception was like I thought obviously like I knew you weren't like a bad person or anything, but I was like going into like everything. I thought maybe I would half-ass it, or maybe like you wouldn't keep me like that much accountable. But the thing is, you were able to like keep me accountable and actually like help me, and obviously like say this tough stuff that needs to be said like every once in a while. Like I remember when we were going through like a rough patch, you were like just keeping me on the path. You were like just keep grinding, and I'll keep grinding as well, and then we'll get you landed.
Sick. Yeah, I remember that in the first week I was about to
Hmm.
get you on an offer and then
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. It kind of fell through and then that was a little bit of a rough patch in the beginning, but that's just
Hmm.
normal. That's part of the
Yeah.
journey. Just gotta
Hmm.
move on from that and then literally 1 or 2 weeks after we got you on an offer and then we never looked back
Yeah.
like you said. So
Yeah,
yeah.
and the thing is, I would say like this offer is probably like a bit better because of like the
Yep.
connections that I have right now. Like to like even like the sales manager and even the owner, like most of them are connected with like high quality like people. So if I ever need to like switch
Yeah,
an
bro.
offer, it shouldn't really be like that much of an issue. And even with you there, I know we talked about like putting some closing roles in there as well. So
Yeah,
I'm just
yeah,
living
yeah.
in I'm just living in abundance, and then obviously like I do hope on like a few networking calls every week to just like expand my network as well. So I would say I'm living the abundance life that I actually wanted to live like before like the year started.
There we go. So started 2024 off well though.
Yeah.
That's sick. So, were you, I mean, talking about surprises, is there anything, were you surprised by the results you got with working with me, or, this
Hmm.
is exactly how you expected it to be?
I mean like not necessarily because like I know you have unstackable proof like your students even like people who aren't who just bought like the permanent sign raise like even they're crushing it. So like I didn't necessarily have like I wasn't nervous about the results that you were going to get me. I was more nervous about my ability. So like
Yeah,
that was so yeah. But even that, like I knew like I had some ability, but I was like with the rules landing and everything, I wasn't landing like the best rules. And just like seeing you leverage, I was able to like how leverage your network to get placed and actually like
yep.
expand my network. Like that was like the one of the main takeaways from this.
Daim, I guess if someone's, so we're kind of, how long are we into this? 20 minutes now. So, people are wondering,
Yep.
okay, it sounds good and all, but, I'm still kind of on the fence.
Mhm.
So, if someone's on the fence about working with me, what would you actually then tell them? Let's say they're in your situation
Mhm.
before working with me and maybe they're a bit more on the fence, what would you tell them?
I mean, I would say like fortune favors both. I know like that's one of the quotes that we both stand by. So like you need to take that risk. Like the thing is you can stay on the fence, but that then you'll be staying on the fence for like the end of 2024 and you will not have moved forward. You'll just be staying like still. So the thing
Mm,
is like you need to take that risk on yourself. And the thing is like most people view it as like, oh, this is risky, but betting on yourself is not risky at all. That is the best thing that you can do, rather
yep,
than like bet. Because that the thing I see is like most people bet on other people. Like let's say they bet on like a fire on like a team, but
yep.
they never take that risk on themselves. Whereas like
No,
the thing is you're literally like the main character of your own story. So what's why are you standing on the fence for? Like you need to go and actually like
mm-hmm.
do something about
Yeah, 100%. Exactly. You're the main people bet on other like I'm gonna steal that. People bet on other people, but they never bet on themselves. So yeah, food
it.
for
Yeah.
thought for that one. So yeah, bro.
Yeah,
I mean,
and
go
just
ahead.
touching base like there. I've seen like some of the things that you've taken from me as well, and like that is crazy because because the thing
Yeah,
is
of
like you're like
course.
so many steps ahead of me. So the value I'm even able to like provide to you, like that just fuels me back in. Because the thing is like I always had like that limiting belief as well of like oh I can't really like provide value to people who are like few steps ahead of me, but that is not true at all. Like
No.
the thing is you can provide value to anyone. Like
Yeah, exactly. It goes both ways, bro. Like I've some of the things that I've learned from you as well is even as small as something like certain follow-ups because you had some crazy follow-ups that were working and they were converting for your offer. So I asked you what they were and
mhm,
I've started using them myself too. So yeah, it goes both ways, man. Once you build up your own
mhm,
value, you fill your own cup, you're able to fill other people's cup. So never feel
mhm.
like you
Yeah,
can't give value.
yeah,
And this goes to the people
mhm,
watching too. There's always something you
yeah,
can provide. You just gotta actually
mhm,
put it out there. and know what your
Yeah,
gifts are and cultivate it.
yeah,
Yeah,
and the thing is just because like this mentorship has stopped, I know like our relationship isn't like our brotherhood is never going to stop. Like
of
we've
course
talked
not.
about like start just like even when I'm stuck in like a closing role or something like that, I know you're always there to like just like reach back out, and that's like the power of like having like a solid brotherhood around you.
Yeah, 100%, man. And also with the community and
Hmm.
not just for me, also the community and my connections. So it's only going to be up from
Yeah.
here. If once you're in the later stages, you're always free to come and ask for help because I've seen
Hmm.
I've seen how far you've come. So I'd love to help you further on that journey. So
Hmm.
yeah, man. I mean, that's pretty much it from my end. I mean, is there any final thoughts you'd like to tell the viewers?
Yeah, like I would just say like I said, like stop sitting on the fence because the thing is it is risky, but it's not as risky as like other stuff. Like the more riskier option is just like staying into like a 9 to 5 and then just getting the boot at like the end of your career. Like the thing is, even with most of the like the layoffs that we've seen, like half of the stuff AI is just going to like take over. Like the thing is like sales is never going to go anywhere because sales with sales you need like the emotion and everything. So
Yep.
it's a no-brainer to jump into like the industry because like you mentioned as well, like there's it is definitely like saturated with like most people like being in the industry, but that just makes it like more good to like have like a good salesperson on your side. Because the thing is like
Yeah.
there's always going to be good and bad sellers and even like good and bad closers. But the thing is the industry needs more good closers and good sellers.
Yeah, 100%. I'm glad you fucking touched on that because everyone's talking about how AI is going to
Hmm.
replace setting and closing, and I'm not going to rule it out. In my opinion, it might change down the
Hmm.
line, and maybe it does. I could be
Yeah.
wrong, but the way I see it, and I'm going to drill this again to you guys because it keeps bugging people out. But the way I see it is, yeah, maybe it's getting more saturated, so-called saturated. More people are
Hmm.
hopping into the space. They're finding out about it. That's just a part of the how business works and how the markets work. And then also AI
Hmm.
might come in, but my stance on the AI bit, first of all, you know, it definitely will come in the future, but this is exactly the reason why you need to get in now and cash in
Hmm.
and cash out before it does fully take over. So if anything, that
Yeah.
should be a motivation to like you said,
Hmm.
hop off the fence, learn a high income skill or high valuable skills, build your connections, and also make your commissions and stack cash in the process. And then you can use that
Hmm.
as a stepping stone to bigger opportunities. And like
Yeah.
with closing and sell, that's even harder to replace with AI or almost impossible. Like you said, you need that emotional aspect. And then
Yeah.
as in terms of like you said, the market becoming more saturated with setters, yeah, it's only more saturated with terrible closers and setters. And then that's only going to
Hmm.
make it easier. So all these bad setters and
Yeah.
closers are fighting against each other, worrying about saturation. And then that's
Hmm.
why it's just also more important to become actually competent and high quality setter or closer,
Hmm.
right? Because they're
Yeah.
getting more and more rare. People who actually know what they're doing, like you do. And then
Hmm.
how'd you get that? Obviously, invest in yourself, work with a mentor who's
Yeah.
someone who's been there, done that, who can teach you the skills,
Hmm.
courses, books, self-education, and then also just
Yeah.
having the character traits needed to get better, put in the fucking
Hmm.
put in the fucking work, put in the hours, always be learning and be coachable. And then that in itself is a rarity.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's getting rarer. And then that's how you're going to separate
Yeah.
yourself from the competition of terrible closers and setters to actually becoming a top 1% setter or closer that
Hmm.
business owners actually want to work with. So that's my stance on it. I
Yeah.
don't know if you see it
Because
that way too.
I, I I can touch on that. Like the thing is, I like for years I do see like selling get replaced, but I don't see closing get replaced. And just touching on like the good and bad sides. The thing is like the offer that I'm on right now, the bad sides they've had before, they've just not been like competent enough, like time constraints, and they've not been in it. So the thing is, I've seen like them actually like talk about like how bad this error was. So the thing is, if you're actually like a little bit competent, you're just going to run laps around and at the end of
Yep.
it. And then I know like the interview that we hopped on in like the first week, one of the sellers he just took like one because I know like the salesman that I had an interview with at like the start of like February or January, like he was just talking about how like the seller took something way too personally and started like abusing like the prospect. So like you just need to. The thing is, it's not hard to be like a good seller. You just need to be competent and not take things personally.
Yeah, exactly. It's not hard. Like it's not. it's simple, but it's not easy. But it's simple for
Hmm.
the most part. You just have it's just a decision you make that I want to become as competent as I can and master my skill.
Hmm.
And most people don't even make that decision in the first place. And no wonder that guy got replaced by you. So because he didn't make that decision. So
Yeah.
yeah, bro. I mean, great, great chat. I think
Hmm.
I learned a lot from this as well. I'm sure the viewers have learned a lot from it too. And yeah, I mean, it's a pleasure working with you, bro. And I have nothing but good praise. And I look forward to
Hmm.
seeing where you're going to grow next in these next couple months in 2024. So if you
Hmm.
want a, so yeah, I'm just going to say to the viewers, like, if you want similar results like Daim and you want to go through a similar journey as him, click the link in the description. One-on-one mentorship spots for the Oracle are open, and we'll hop on a call, see if you're a good fit. Exactly how I did with Dime, because I'm not just gonna let anyone and everyone in. It's not only gonna be a waste of your time. It's not only gonna be a waste of my time, and your time. It's gonna be a waste of your time too. So if you're interested though, if you feel like you're gonna be a killer in this space, and you want me to help you out, and you're in a similar situation, click the link below. Apply for a one-on-one right now. If you have any more questions, just hit me up on IG. If you want to hit Dime up as well, if you have any questions for him, if it's cool, like I can drop your IG as well in the description.
Yeah. Yeah. Expand my network.
Yeah, there we go. And you
Yeah.
guys can expand your network too
Honestly.
and connect with Dime himself. So I'll drop his
Yeah.
IG in the description
Yeah.
below. But yeah, bro. I
Hmm.
appreciate your time. Appreciate you hopping on. Uh and then yeah, it's only up from here, bro. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, especially if you're new to the channel. And I'll see you in the next one.